It's Thursday, and you know what that means. Welcome to Max Wrestling, episode 488. This is your captain speaking with the one we call El Jefe, Moses Marquez. We are here to discuss every single twist and swerve in pro wrestling.
Tonight, CM Punk gets McINTYRE in Chicago, right, his hometown. We predict Forbidden Door, and boy, is there a lot to predict for Forbidden Door. Plus, we find out who will challenge the Phoenix in the Champions Mountain next week. Also, Phoenix will be competing tonight against Chris Reid and Charisma in the King of the Mic semifinal as we find out who will face Beer to crown the champion next week. And we also will hear from Beer, double duty, lots of folks. We'll hear from Beer coming up shortly against the Phoenix and Trivia Takeover. So we'll make sure you subscribe right here on the YouTube for Max Wrestling. Make sure you're following us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it is you get your podcast. And head on over to the beautifully done website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com for all your links and a whole bunch more.
Absolutely. So kind of just kicking it off with a topic this week, and that topic is Punk and Drew McINTYRE the feud of the year? I honestly don't think anything else has really come close. And the craziest thing about it is they've both, well, Drew wasn't injured for that long, but Punk's been injured pretty much the whole time. Drew was on the shelf for a few weeks, and they've still managed to carry the hottest feud in wrestling for fucking 6 months without even really touching each other until this week.
I'm so glad that somebody has brought this conversation up, because here's what I want to bring into this lovely thing, and this is going to blow some of these young fans' minds. Welcome back to the days of kayfabe. Like, you don't know if their hate for each other is for real. It's expanding as far as social media. They're attacking each other while dudes are injured. One guy quit so he could show up on the other show just to kick his ass. Like, it is extending all that we have known for what feuds are in either company, in any company. This has officially gone backwards as far as how things used to be, and they've allowed it to take it to the masses. Again, what Drew McINTYRE got extra popular over this whole thing because of all of his antics on social media.
Yes.
So, and Punk has responded from his antics on social media, taking part of them, making them brought to the world of WWE, which something Vince would never really allow. Now, fucking Triple H is like, build the feud. I don't give a fuck how you do it. And they're doing perfectly. Is it the feud of the year so far? You mentioned it perfectly. There's nothing else that's been on level of what could be feud of the year. MJF just came back. There's nothing over there. I'm really trying to think of anything, any true thing in AEW that is a real long feud, and I got nothing.
Nah, I mean, the only real feud they've really got is the Elite versus pretty much everybody. Maybe Tony versus Nina. Yeah,
it just started when Kenny went away about 2.5 months ago.
Yeah,
3 months ago.
TNA, they're still going with Moose and Nick Nemeth, or Moose and Broken Matt, but that's been going on for a couple of months, and it's kind of like there isn't really a story. It's just Moose keeps beating them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't think of anything else. Cody hasn't really had anything to get his teeth into.
I was just gonna say, everybody's hating the Cody build. What's like, yeah, he's got nothing. He's had nothing to sink his teeth into. So yeah, I, as of right now, this is absolutely a feud of the year. Yeah. Is it beatable? For sure. For sure, it's beatable as long as you expand. Allow again. As the E-drones say, AEW is just going to steal our ideas anyway. Perfect. Steal their ideas. New Japan steal this idea. TNA steal this idea. The wrestling world steal this idea, go back in time, bring back kayfabe to a degree. If that means you fucking trolling each other on social media, do it. If that means you showing up on their fucking Twitch stream and calling them a job, do it.
The great thing is, like I said, they haven't really touched each other because Punk's been injured the whole time. So like, other than tripping Drew at Mania and Drew beating up Punk off screen on SmackDown, they haven't really got physical. So the first time we're going to see him get physical is when Punk's cleared.
And again, the anticipation has been built like a mug. What we've always said, like, the best way to build it is by like not having them touch each other. But yet instead, we always got the opposite. We can't wait to get our hands on each other, so we're beating up security to get to each other. It's like, yeah, that's super cool. But this is where the anticipation is built. Now, when the pay-per-view match happens, I'm not like, all right, cool, let's get this over with. I'm like, okay, let's see him fight. My seat back. Let's see this thing go. You know what I mean? Like, you're ready to go.
Because the typical WWE formula is maybe they'll have a tag match, or maybe they'll face each other on Raw or SmackDown, and then they'll have another match on the pay-per-view, or they'll keep going face-to-face every week, and maybe there'll be a brawl. Yeah. But with this one, the anticipation is all in their actions away from each other. And honestly, Punk could be doing more on social media. He only really uses Instagram stories.
Yeah, asshole.
He says he doesn't use Twitter X anymore, but he still has the account, and he used to be funny as fuck on Twitter.
Used to be.
Yeah, Drew's been killing it on Twitter, so Punk really could be doing more. Get back onto X. Maybe you just don't want to feed Elon.
Get on TikTok, goddammit. I mean, that's where Drew's getting big too with his goddamn cats and shit.
You know what? You wouldn't really peg Drew McINTYRE as a cat guy.
He even said he wasn't a cat guy, and then his lady or whatever was like, "Oh, well, this cat's coming no matter what." And now he loves cats.
Well, funny story. We're fish guys now in this house, and I think we mostly got females, but we had 2 of the same species that were female, and then the next day I went and got 4 more, and a couple of them are males, and one of them in particular just keeps chasing all the females around. So I've called him Vince.
Hey.
That one's Vince.
Knock it out, Vince. Just chase him around, dude.
Now for the fun stuff, because some people, I used that joke last week. I haven't got a new and fresh joke. This is shit Mark say.
I'm gonna tweet me and my friend Mark. We're gonna stop watching.
You're a whiny bitch.
We're starting off with pure stupidity. Obviously, a couple of days ago, the wrestling world lost a legend in Roman Reigns' father, Wild Samoan Seeker. Anoy. How the hell did you say Anoy?
And Anoy.
Yeah. Wild Samoan legend. And when you have somebody of that legendary prowess, the entire wrestling world comes together to show their respects, including AEW. But apparently you're not allowed to show respect to a passing legend if that passing legend has never set foot in your company. So Sonic Freak says, nothing against AEW, but AEW wasn't then, and Anoy will never wrestle a company like a corrupt company with an egomaniac Tony Khan.
Hold on, wait, well, okay.
First of all, your fucking sentence doesn't make sense. It doesn't even make English.
Doesn't even make English. Holy shit.
But what's wrong with a company showing respect to somebody, even if they haven't worked with them before?
I swear this has happened, though.
Not they've done it plenty of times.
Talking shit. But I mean, like, multiple companies say, having a moment or whatever for somebody.
TNA put out a big tribute for Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt. Hell, fucking Major League Baseball did it for Bray Wyatt. There was guys, there was other sports that took it into context when Bray Wyatt passed. So it's like
fucking Sonic Freak. Bray never played baseball.
This again with a username as such. I mean, hell, the mom always said never judge a book by its cover. But hey, when the cover yells, I'm a retard. I can't say that word. When I'm a special person, let's go with that. I'm sorry, I apologize. When I'm a special person,
It's 2024.
I write stupid stuff on the internet, but again, what's the problem? Like, it's showing respect.
Yeah.
It's showing respect for the legends. You know what I mean? The legends of this business. That's the entire point about it. The legends of this business, whether they be in your company or not, whether their bloodline, quote unquote, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, is a part of your company or not. It's paying respects. If Honky, when, I don't want to. I should. When other people have passed in the WWE, what is so hard with them paying respects? I know Jericho always does it all over his social medias.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand he was in WWE forever, but he is one of the main guys of AEW. I don't understand the problem. Like, what is
No, and
respects?
I also apologize on behalf of all Manchester United fans because Sonic Freak is also wearing a Man United jersey in his picture.
Beer. Oh, poor Beer. Well, that explains everything. That kind of puts a little nudge on that one.
The funny thing also is he started off by saying nothing against AEW, and then he finishes it with a corrupt company with an egomaniac Tony Khan. So you do have something against AEW.
Well,
And if you're calling them corrupt, remind me which company is under federal investigation?
Sex scandal. Trafficking.
Corrupt. Jeez.
Well, the other guy owns a poor football team.
Yeah. WWE's breeze blocks were built with corruption. Jeez.
Seriously. Oh, yeah.
You know how many times Vince McMahon's been in court?
Way more than I have. That's for fucking sure. But the thing that also fucking kills me is the whole, no disrespect. You know what I mean? And then you go into disrespect. Like,
I'm sure we've mentioned that before. If you start a sentence with no disrespect, you mean complete disrespect.
All the disrespect. Sons of bitches.
This next one, I would say, unfortunately, but I've had problems with him before, is Sean Ross of Fightful. Who just basically, I'm only mentioning this because he completely contradicts himself. So he posted one tweet saying, I'll give an update on what we've heard regarding Ricky Starks on Fightful Select for subscribers today. Then he retweets it with another tweet saying, I would encourage anyone consuming this story to do it directly, as opposed to aggregations, as the source material is confusing enough as it is. So, if we should only be consuming it directly, why are we getting it from you? You're basically saying don't listen to secondhand news, which is exactly what you're giving us.
I'm about to say, I was like, you are like one of the kings of secondhand news, but we're not supposed to. Huh?
Yeah, you completely contradict yourself, Sean.
I was literally just gonna say this. I was like, have you drunk yourself into contradiction? Because that's what it seems like right here.
So I'm a dirt sheet. I'm gonna post this story, but don't listen to this story that's coming from dirt sheets because you should get it just from Ricky himself. Okay, don't post it.
That's like Dave Meltzer telling Dave Meltzer that he sucks. Yeah. God damn it, Dave, shut up. Oh, but I got these stack of papers. I got this notebook. God, couldn't help myself.
McDonald's. Hey, we got a new burger, but hey, don't eat McDonald's because it's not good for you.
Oh yeah, come get this new burger.
Come get the new burger.
What?
I'm just gonna say Burger King's better, but it's more expensive.
Hey, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, Five Guys.
Attaboy.
That is a fucking expensive burger. Considering it's fast food takeaway, it's over here. It's £15 just for a burger.
It's about the same over here.
What the fuck?
Don't feel bad. Well, hold on. So and then we're gonna go off on a tyrant for a second. There's a thing in America called fancier fast food.
Okay.
And that's Five Guys. If you don't have a drive-through, you're not real fast food. Even though you're fast food. We Americans are very contradicting.
So I did a stock run from cinema to cinema a couple of weeks ago, and the one I went to has a Five Guys right across the street.
Oh.
So I thought, well, before I head back, I'm gonna pick up some food because I haven't had a break yet anyway.
Hell yeah!
£20.
I'd immediately ask for a transfer.
I almost asked for a bank transfer. Jeez.
Yeah, that too.
Final one before we move on because we got a lot to get through this week. And Coach Garrido says
He's a
WWE is
coach.
current. He's a coach of something. And then he's got a little pencil next to his name, so whatever.
Hey,
Oh, okay. Aspiring wrestling creative. Oh, geez. Not with these kind of opinions. Don't do it. He says
stop already, bud.
WWE is currently doing a sexual harassment and a suicidal storyline, but IWC prefers to waste 2 days in engagement farming about Jon Moxley's blood matches or if Will Ospreay fighting spirit spots are good or not. So you're saying it's okay for a company under federal investigation for a sex scandal to be doing sexual harassment storylines?
Uh, there's another
Or
lovely term out here. I mean, it's probably out there too. It's the pot calling the kettle black.
yeah.
What?
Yes, we are going to spend 2 days watching Jon Moxley's blood matches or Will Ospreay fighting
Uh-huh.
because it's wrestling.
Uh-huh.
Um, I tune into a wrestling show to see wrestling, not sexual harassment.
Hell, the 2 days of Jon Moxley bleeding is a fucking event called Bloodsport.
Again, it's what you're advertising.
Why are you bleeding so much? Did you not fucking see the name on the side of the Bloodsport? I thought that was Kool-Aid. No.
I think Coach is drinking the Kool-Aid.
He's drinking something.
I mean, I say I don't like them. I can see some highlights in Dom and Liv. It is kind of entertaining. A lot of people are jealous of Dom, understandably. Again, and that guy's lucky. And
seriously.
And again, the suicidal storyline, which I'm guessing he's referring to Bo, addressing Bray passing this week on Raw in that little VHS segment. I mean, that's come from Bo.
I was gonna say, I was like, he's lost his brother. Like he's talking from the heart. The guy battled. Yeah, there's this whole thing called bringing life to a story, or bringing real life to storylines. And in this instance, they're laying it on for this is his way of trying to remember his brother, trying to continue on. You know what I mean? I could not give up because I have to do this for him. I have to be as good as him, as he kept saying. I always wanted to be as good as my brother. This is his opportunity. Yeah, he talked about a struggle. What the fuck?
It's expected, and I can take these near the knuckle storylines for what they are. And yes, I do find it ironic that WWE is doing a sexual harassment storyline, but you can't really complain about another company like focusing on Jon Moxley's bleeding too much, but still enjoy this company doing that under these circumstances. Like, again, contradiction, Coach.
Contradiction, big time. Again, I don't hate the storyline. Is it sexual harassment? I really think you're pushing. It's probably worse than that. It's like obsession. You know what I mean?
Fatal attraction.
Hey, attaboy, fatal attraction. I feel like you're grasping at straws here, Coach. If you're an aspiring, you said content creator, learn exactly how to go about doing it first. Do a little research. You know what I mean? Do more than watch YouTube videos, for the love of Jesus Christ. Do more than watch YouTube videos. Take a class. Take a, what's a good class? Take a public speaking class or something. You know what I'm saying? Figure out how to get proper goddamn information and give it out to the masses, because you're really stretching. Like you want to complain about blood and about fucking Will Ospreay, and then it's a storyline that you're perfectly, again, I find it entertaining. I really don't give a shit. It's one of those things where I expect Triple H to draw lines with storylines, you know what I mean? Even though real shit's happening, he doesn't really give a fuck. He's like, well, whatever. It's a story, and he'll play it up just like that. This is wrestling. I'm going to play up the story, dramatization. But again, you're grasping at stars, Coach.
Yeah, it's not quite Vince levels, like when Eddie died and he had Randy Orton reference him to Rey Mysterio. That was just near the knuckle, really near the knuckle.
We didn't get it. We didn't get a oh god, what was the Kane thing in Triple H?
Oh, yeah, the fucking mannequin in the
Yep.
casket. Um,
Yep.
and also shortly after Paul Bearer died, they did that whole angle where CM Punk was feuding with Taker and he poured some ashes over himself, um, which is controversial but badass.
So again, you're reaching. You're taking something WWE would probably do anyway, and you're just using it to say, I don't know. I really don't even know what the fuck
It's
his point was.
no, having his list was just to go this company good, that company bad.
Because I didn't see a point in the whole thing.
No.
Okay. That's advice number 2 there, Coach. Make sure you make a point.
Yes.
And a valid one, please.
Get to it quickly. But the point of the King of the Mic is to find a brand new dual champion. That was a very nice segue. And for the first time, we have a triple threat semifinal based on what happened in the quarterfinals between the Phoenix and Charisma. They both kind of bent the rules, so it was difficult to pick a winner. So they both advanced, and now poor Chris Reid's got to face them both. But to be fair, he didn't have to face anybody in the first round, so you've only got to win one match to get to the final.
Well rested, bub.
So let's find out who will be facing Beer in the final next week at Money Shot. It is Chris Reid versus Charisma versus the Phoenix. And again, it is TV rules. We've never done TV rules triple threat before, but it is longest promo wins unless the longest promo is 3 minutes over the shortest promo.
Hey.
And of course, they all have to be at least 3 minutes long. So let's find out how it goes down in a triple threat.
Up the beer.
It's a monster. It's coming for all your souls.
Well, hello. My name is Charisma. And I'm one of the biggest, baddest, most insane motherfuckers of all time, I tell you. Now, I know what you're used to. You're used to seeing my amazing, devilishly handsome advocate riding his slap a bitch. Cause that's exactly what cause that's exactly what he'll do. Come out here and say things and cut promos and stuff like that. But you know what? He couldn't be here tonight, okay? And let me tell you why. It's because of the captain, Dazzy Lee. I mean, why exactly does he call himself the captain? I've never seen this motherfucker on a boat. For some reason, your weird-ass rules dictate that you gotta hear more and more and more from me, Charisma. And you know what? If you gotta hear from me, then I'll make sure you hear from me. Are you enjoying the sound of my voice? Does it make your dick jump inside your jeans? You know, I think what's really happening is last week I went against Craig Phoenix. You know, the motherfucker that thinks that he could fly in the sky. And you know what I did? I did exactly what I would do. Because I'm Charisma. I clipped his wings. I outshined him. I was super entertaining. And quite frankly, he was super boring. But when you're a part of the Dragon Club, well, you can't just sit down and accept defeat. When you don't have what it takes to make victory for yourself, you have to go out and create victory. So here I am, Charisma, the rightful winner of last week's one-on-one bout, having to face the Craig Phoenix again. And you know what? It's bullshit. But unfortunately, I don't have the power, and I don't make the rules. Craig Phoenix, I think that you can go whisper in the ear of your Dragon Club brother and manipulate this competition however you want to. But you know what? I'm going to put you out once and for all. Oh, and before I forget, we're supposed to be facing this whole other person, right? What's his name? Oh, yeah, Chris Reid. And if you don't know who that is, exactly. Another nobody who doesn't have what it takes It can't be mentioned in the same realm as charisma. That's me, ladies and gentlemen. The voice you're hearing right now. There's no doubt about it. It is me and only me, charisma. And so, because I was so entertaining last week, I'm being forced to go up against Craig Phoenix again, and a nobody named Chris Reid, who, by the way, apparently nobody cared who he was until he put on the mask. Such a lovely voice. But you know what? Chris Reid, I'm not worried about you at all. I'm super confused why you're even in this competition. But after I finish putting my size 16 boot as far up your ass as I can possibly muster, well then you have my permission to die. But Craig Phoenix, you're already dead, baby. You were dead last week. At this point, I'm battling the corpse. I'm not worried about you. I'm not worried about Chris Reid. I'm not worried about Travis, the Walker Anderson, the Three Musketeers. Because none of you has what it takes to beat the monster. The fucking ferocious beast. The magnificent strangler that is charisma. Not one of you has what it takes to put me down. I'm a giant. I can't be touched. I can't be matched. As a matter of fact, I just have one more question for you. Do you think that I think you can beat me, motherfuckers?
Ain't no way.
Semifinals. King of the Mic 2024. You know, Chris, this was actually the tournament I debuted in. Hell, I've even won this tournament. So I know a few things when it comes to King of the Mic. Not only that, but I have been in a fatal 4-way in the finals of King of the Mic. So I understand the position you are in. I understand that you are up against the likes of the Phoenix, the unpredictable charisma, and his bitch ass manager. God, it just makes me want to slap a bitch, you know? But it's okay. It's okay. He can have his manager. Hell, you kind of have a manager now, so I can't say too much. And it's some bullshit that you gotta buy all the way into the semifinals only to still have to face 2 people. Like, seriously, Daz, what the hell was that? Why are you going to allow charisma, somebody that said 1 word, maybe 2, I don't know, does it matter? He didn't cut a fucking promo. And Dragon Club or not, Feeney should have won, and it should be a one-on-one match against Chris fucking Reid and the Phoenix. But I'll digress. I want to focus on the bullshit. I want to focus on all of that so you do not have to. Because you, Chris, you need to focus on this. Tell me, what does it mean to win this for you? What will it mean to be crowned inaugural dual champion if you win King of the Mic?
First things first, he's right. Daz, I think the reason why you even made that decision in the first place is because you and I both know that you're still bitter over the fact that I finally beaten you. And a matter of fact, I've mentioned this for the last 4 months now. You were so confident that you could beat me for a 3rd time that if I did, and you know that I did, you would give me a bye straight into the semifinals. And it came back and bit you in the ass. So that's why you did it. Phoenix, I'll admit, it takes a big man to admit this. You beat me for the knowledge title. But you're going to have to do more. than just spewing out knowledge, because it ain't gonna do you jack shit when it comes to this. As soon as I saw this man pull that crown, I finally realized on what was my problem. I've realized that for a year now, I have been given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to win a title here in Max Wrestling. Sure, I've won Group EVP. I won Group MVP. Hell, I was the first guy in 2.5 years that beaten this man, Travis the motherfucking Anderson, for the title of Group MVP. And despite all that, he still took me under his wing as his student. But back to me. I had the confidence. I had the attitude. And I know the motivation is there. But then I realized that was my problem. The motivation is there. I was just lacking of it. Hell, between him and Daz, I had 3 chances to win the TV title. And I came this close to win it. Still, I didn't get it done. But like I said, with him and Corey on my side, I can. No. We can win it all. They have successfully brought the tag team titles back. Now it is up to me to not only win King of the Mic, but to make sure that the Max Wrestling Dual title comes with me. And now, I am motivated more than ever.
You're motivated and you're focused. And that's exactly what you're going to need to defeat the Phoenix and Charisma. So, we're going to look past them and we're going to move straight into the finals. When you face Beer in the finals of King of the Mic, I want to make sure you stay focused. I want to make sure you are ready and you are motivated. Because if you win King of the Mic, then Corey and myself will allow you to join us and we will form the Brothers of Max Destruction.
Yo, what are y'all tools doing? Okay, so here we are again, I guess, only this time I have 2 assholes to talk about. The first being Charisma. Again? Really? Why? Holy raccoon shit. Words have not been invented to describe my disappointment in you. The last time we met was your one chance, your one and only chance to tell everybody who you are, what you can do, and tell everybody what they can expect from you in the future. And instead, you pass things over to your manager. Seriously? Who the fuck do you think you are? Brock Lesnar? Speaking of your manager, by the way, Rodney, never get involved in my business again. Otherwise, I'm going to be the guy known to slap a bitch right back to RWT where he belongs. And that brings me to opponent number 2, Chris Reid. If there was ever anybody that personified the term wasted potential, this bitch gained a bye to this round by finally defeating the captain after chasing him for the TV title for 3 or 4 months it was just a shame that he couldn't have done it when it mattered most. Not only that, Chris, but I noticed a few things about you. In fact, in the first couple of promos that you cut, I immediately noticed in the background that you have the very same title that I do. Respect to the Dead Man. I also noticed in your earlier promos that you wanted to show your passion, speak from the heart, and so on. But you were afraid to possibly disrupt family members that may have been in the house or the neighbors. So you went with whisper yelling. Then, as soon as my match with Larkin back in February happened, you then call him out, just like I did. But the only difference is I actually had a reason to call him out. Then you challenged me for my Knowledge Championship, only to faceplant hard as fuck to the point where it's a damn near shutout. The only reason you have yet to accomplish anything here in Max Wrestling is because you call yourself a mercenary, but have done nothing to accommodate to that nickname. All people see, when they look at you, all people see, including myself, is nothing more than a bargain basement Phoenix rip-off wannabe. If you really want to be seen as a mercenary, then you need to step out of my shadow. Step out of my shadow, especially since I don't even want you there in the first place. Look at me. Look me in the eyes when I say this. Look me in the eye when I say this. I am not now, nor will I ever be, your mentor. You fucking asshole. I'm done. Promo over. Goodbye.
Ooh. Love a good triple threat.
That's right. Very good triple threat. This is exactly why King of the Mic is the best tournament all year round. I don't give a shit what nobody says. It was better than King of the Queen of the Ring. So let's get into the promo times. Remember, longest promo wins. So for the guy that got the bye, Chris Reid comes in at 3 minutes, 11 seconds. Feeney with a nice promo of his own, building up the momentum. The trivia champion he is. 3 minutes, 44 seconds is his time. And Charisma, the debut artist, coming in 4 minutes, 3 seconds. So advancing to the finals of King of the Mic, the newcomer, Charisma, will face my man Beer. Oh boy, is that final going to be a good one.
I got to give credit to Feeney, though. The only one out of the three that cut the whole promo himself.
Attaboy, because that's, he's a true competitor, damn it. True competitor.
Yes. But, I mean, Beer kind of did the same last year. Debut year, comes straight into the King of the Mic final. Now he's in the final against Charisma, who's pretty much done the same thing. So
they always say that the new guy's got all the momentum.
That'll be a very interesting final next week in Beer. You got to remember Rodney Slavovich is going to be around somewhere.
He's always around.
People get the wrong impression about Max Wrestling Podcast. We're a non-violent form of entertainment. We never use sex to enhance our image. As podcasters, we understand the importance of being positive role models. We're wholesome, family, entertainment.
You son of a bitch! The 40-year-old fucking virgin.
Oh, you fucking did.
We're trying to make the world a better place for mankind.
Max Wrestling has a new attitude.
Get it?
Then it's probably not for you to get. Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change. I tried to be a nice guy. I tried to play by your rules. You all turned your backs on me.
Last week, I qualified to the final of King of the Mic for the second year in a row. Now, before all this goes out there, I want to wish my 3 possible opponents the best of luck. And the fact of the matter is, I don't give a shit who I face in the final, because the result's the same. It's going to be me becoming king. But that's not what I'm here for. A couple of weeks ago, I lost the tag team championships to the Walker and Cypher. And I'm not going to blame my partner, Moses. I blame myself. I got no excuses. And I also lost against Phoenix for the Knowledge Championship. So like I said, I'm going to live up to my word. I will now go 2 years without challenging for that prestigious championship. There's noises outside. If you can hear it, apologize. But I have the ultimate equalizer that I'm not cashed in yet, boys. You see, a couple of months ago, I won the Iron Bank contract. And that gives me the opportunity of a lifetime. So this is what it is. I'm throwing it down. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. Whoever is the World Heavyweight Champion going to Promo Slam, I'm cashing in, baby. So whoever the World Heavyweight Champion may be, it may be Daz, it may be Mo, it may be Cypher, it may be Chad. I do not care who I face. Because at Promo Slam, I will be challenging finally for something what is rightfully mine. And that's the World Heavyweight Championship. If you don't like it, tough shit.
Welcome back to the Cap and Mo Show. This is your captain speaking. Make sure you are liking and subscribed on YouTube. Follow us everywhere. And for all the information that you need, go to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com.
People clicking them links. And still to come, we will find out who will challenge Phoenix at Money Shot next week. And we still have time to predict this Sunday's Forbidden Door. But first, we got to do some recapping. So let's kick it off with some Total Impact in 3, 2, 1.
Impact in 3, 2, 1.
So to open last week's TNA, the System celebrated their success at Against All Odds. Moose tells Dirty Dango he appreciates what he did, but he's not part of the System yet. Santino Marella interrupts and announces a Road to Slammiversary over the next few weeks where 5 competitors will be determined to face Moose for the TNA Heavyweight Championship, beginning with Josh Alexander versus Eric Young in the main event. He also booked Dango in a match with Ryan Nemeth later on. Backstage, ABC celebrate their win at Against All Odds and look forward to earning a rematch for the tag team titles. Spitfire defeated the Hex with a double team Burning Hammer Alabama Slam combination on Marty Bell. Alan Angels then hosted Soundcheck backstage with Kushida to try to make sense of recent events with Jonathan Gresham. Kushida says Gresham is making everybody sick and he's trying to figure out the cure. Angels then accuses him of trying to sell a fake cure, which leads to Kushida getting in his face and challenging him to a match next week. Frankie Kazarian defeated Ace Steel in a Chicago street fight. There was no biting. with Fade to Black on a steel chair. After the match, Kazarian puts Steel in a chicken wing before Joe Hendry makes the save with a standing ovation. Backstage, Mustafa Ali is trying to figure out who leaked the video of him last week and will deliver a State of the Union address to the people next week. An in-ring date takes place between Steph DeLander and PCO. The date ends up getting interrupted though by AJ Francis and Rich Swann. Ash by Elegance defeated Heather Reckless with rarefied air, and after the match, Ash continued her assault on Heather and tried to hit her with a Juggernaut driver, but Jordynne Grace intervened and beat down Ash until Ash's personal concierge caused a distraction, allowing Ash to lay out Grace and pose with the Knockouts Championship. Backstage, Jordynne Grace is livid and looks to sort things out with Santino. Dango then defeated Ryan Nemeth with Down and Dirty, and after the match, the System attack Nemeth before his brother Nick makes the save. And in the main event, Josh Alexander defeated Eric Young in a Road to Slammiversary qualifier with a C4 spike, and they hug it out to close the show. Now we move on to WWE to look back on last Friday's SmackDown as Travis the Coach Anderson recaps the Smack.
CM Punk opens SmackDown from Chicago as he talks about his retaliation against Drew McINTYre at Clash at the Castle. He's then interrupted by Paul Heyman as they reunite on TV for the first time in over a decade. Heyman begs Punk to leave before the Bloodline come for him. Solo then leads Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa out as Punk refers to them as fake-ass Usos and a cosplay tribal chief. The Bloodline gets in the ring, but Cody Rhodes hops the barricade armed with baseball bats. The Bloodline backs off as Rhodes demands Solo in the ring. Backstage, Jade Cargill hypes Bianca Belair up for her Money in the Bank qualifier. Cargill says she is going to talk to GM Nick Aldis about getting a rematch for their tag titles. Money in the Bank qualifying match, Chelsea Green defeats Bianca Belair and Mi Chen as Belair hits the KOD on Mi Chen, but gets pushed out of the ring as Green steals the pin. In the parking lot, Drew McINTYre is revealed standing over a bloody CM Punk. McINTYre picks Punk up and carries him back into the arena, dumping him on the stage and stealing Punk's bracelet containing AJ and Larry's names. Nick Aldis gets in McINTYre's face as officials rush out and Punk is taken away to an ambulance. Money in the Bank qualifying match, Carmelo Hayes defeats Randy Orton and Tama Tonga after Kevin Owens appears and attacks Tonga Loa. In the confusion, Hayes rolls up Orton for the win. In the ring, LA Knight calls out Logan Paul but gets no response. Finally, Santos Escobar interrupts and warns Knight not to overlook him. They come to blows until Logan Paul appears out of nowhere and attacks Knight from behind, knocking him out with a loaded right hand. Money in the Bank qualifying match, Andrade defeats Grayson Waller and Kevin Owens as he counters Waller's Rolling Thunder Stunner with the message. Backstage, Tiffany Stratton makes fun of Mi Chen before things get physical. Nia Jax then appears out of nowhere and runs over Mi Chen. In the main event, Cody Rhodes defeats Solo Sikoa by disqualification after getting attacked by the Bloodline. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens run down to even the odds only for Jacob Fatu to make his debut and wipe them both out before planting Cody through the announce table. The Bloodline stand tall, but it appears Tonga and Tonga were not expecting Jacob as they reluctantly throw up the ones at the end of the show. Due to Forbidden Door predictions, there is no AEW recap this week. So stick with me as I take one for the team. I'm going in Raw. Drew McINTYRE opens Raw gloating about his assault on CM Punk on SmackDown and vows to win Money in the Bank wearing his bracelet while Punk watches. Backstage, Kathy Kelly is waiting to get a word from Chad Gable after he was targeted by the Wyatt Six last week. Braun Breaker versus Ludwig Kaiser ends in a disqualification as Sheamus attacks Kaiser with a knee strike. As Sheamus attempts to powerbomb Kaiser, Breaker hits him with a spear, taking them both down. Money in the Bank qualifying match, Lyra Valkyria defeats Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler with a Nightwing to Baszler. In the ring, Liv Morgan is out for Dominic's attention before Zelina Vega interrupts, questioning why Morgan is obsessed with Rhea Ripley's sloppy seconds before calling her shot for the women's title. Dominic interrupts and offers to help Zelina before Morgan attacks Zelina. Rey Mysterio runs down to break things up as Dominic pushes him aside on the way out. Money in the Bank qualifying match, Chad Gable defeats Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed with a moonsault on Reed after Judgment Day attacks Strowman. As Gable celebrates in the ring, the lights go out and the ring fills with smoke as Sister Abigail crawls into the ring. Gable quickly bails as Sister Abigail places a box in front of Michael Cole at ringside and leaves through the crowd. Women's Tag Team Champions Alba Fire and Isla Dawn defeat Katana Chance and Kaden Carter to retain, but are attacked by Damage Control after the match. In the ring, Damian Priest talks down Seth Rollins before Rollins quickly interrupts and says he would not be champion without the Judgment Day and CM Punk. Before long, they agree to a match with high stakes. If Priest wins, Rollins will not be able to challenge for the world title as long as Priest is champion. If Rollins wins, Priest must leave the Judgment Day. Gunther interrupts and says the better man out of Priest and Rollins will be the lesser man against him at SummerSlam. The footage from the VHS tape left by Sister Abigail is revealed as an interview between Bo Dallas and his alter ego Uncle Howdy. Dallas confesses his pain of losing Bray to Howdy. Karrion Kross defeats Kofi Kingston with the final prayer. The Judgment Day's Balor and McDonough defeat the Awesome Truth despite an attack from Braun Strowman, who chases Dominic off as Balor lands a coup de grace on Truth, following an assist from Liv Morgan. Morgan then celebrates with the new Tag Team Champions to close the show. Now, before we get to Forbidden Door, it's time to down some beer with the NXT round.
What's good? This is your NXT review. It's beer. I'm back with the NXT reviews to the 25th of June 2024. Before we get on the air, unfortunately I've not been around for 2 weeks. Unfortunately I have not been feeling 100% great, but I'm back. I'm refreshed. I'm ready to go. Let's get into NXT. Show pretty much starts with Ava Chance, referees and security to keep a close eye out due to events what's happened on Raw. Now, if you've been living under a rock, we saw the incredible debut of the Wyatt Six, 2 weeks ago on Raw. If you want to see for yourself, just go watch it. Opening match is the Tag Team Turmoil with the winners facing Nathan Frazier and Axiom at Heatwave. We have the teams of Malik Blade and Reason Oath, Angel and Humberto, the New Catch Republic, the OC, and Chase Hughes, Andre Chase, and Duke Hudson. We get Andre Chase and Duke Hudson coming out on top in an absolute banger of a Tag Team Turmoil. We get an all-ego Ethan Page cuts a promo on Heatwave and speaks about the battle royal that he was not eliminated from, and Truth, he actually was not eliminated from the Battle Royal. He had got into a massive brawl with Oro Menza. We'll talk about Oro Menza a little bit later on. Ava comes out and says that Ethan makes a very valid point that he did beat Javon Evans last week, the winner of the Battle Royal. Sean Spears then comes out and Moser makes a very good point that he also beat Javon Evans, but 2 weeks ago. Jam Trick Williams confront both of these opponents, gets attacked by both Ethan Page and Sean Spears. Javon makes the save. We got the Cardiac Kid, Wesley defeating Joe Coffey in a very good match. Gives a boost for Wes going into the showdown with Obafemi at Heatwave. Oba said last week, and like I said, didn't do my review last week. Oba said if Wesley does not beat him at Heatwave, then Wesley cannot challenge for the North American Championship while Oba is still champion. For me, the match will steal the show, alongside another match which I'll get to in a second. Tony D defends the Heritage Cup Championship against Nathan Frazier in an absolute banger of a Heritage Cup Championship match, with the Don retaining with 2 falls to 1. Never a quiet match with Frazier involved, and the Don also showing why he is the Don of NXT. Now we got Badass with one hell of an ass, Roxanne Perez defeating Carmen Petrovich with the Pop Rocks after an earlier confrontation with them both. Lola Vice sat on commentary, and the clash is on at Heatwave. Get a little bit of revenge from her attack last week. Lola KOs Roxanne with the 305 fist, steals her championship, puts it in Ava's office. Roxanne then goes and claims the belt from Ava's office, and then we get the match confirmed by the general manager Ava. Speaking of injuries, unfortunately, we have no words yet on Julia, when Julia will arrive in NXT, but we did find out some news on another injury that occurred. Noam Dar, unfortunately, has suffered a serious knee injury due to the attack from All Ego Ethan Page. Oro Menza speaks about his history and about his family, which is quite a really good promo that Oro cut. And we have, he said he will not rest until he ends Ethan Page. Then we got another brawl breaks out between the OC and OTM after OTM earlier confronted the OC after being eliminated from the tag team turmoil match. Then we get Jada Parker challenging Mia Yim to a street fight next week, and man oh man, does that have banger written all over it. We'll have Tavian Heights defeating Damon Kemp and joins the No Quarter Catch crew. Heights is an absolute stud, and trust me, he is a big game player. I've seen him on Level Up a couple of times, and trust me, he is going to be a star. That's a big dub for the NQCC. Sol Ruka defeats Ariana Grace with an incredible Snow Snatcher to become the #1 contender to face Kalani Jordan at Heatwave. And again, my friends, that match has banger written all over it. Main event tonight, seeing Sean Spears gets up a shock upset win over a champion Trick Williams, and all that brawl breaks in the end between Trick and Javon with Spears and Page. The main event of Heatwave has now changed. This is now a fatal 4-way match with Trick Williams, Ethan Page, Sean Spears, and Javon Evans. Now next week, I will be doing my Battleground preview show alongside the Go Home show for a Heatwave, and that will include that banger match between me and Jada Parker. Now my sources are telling me. What time? Haven't done this for a while. What time? What's the time? You know the time. Let's go to my man, El Jefe. Last night of Dynamite. Champion, take it away.
So, of course, we are skipping last night's Dynamite because we're jumping straight into Forbidden Door predictions.
Pay-per-view predictions.
And thanks to TK, there's 11 goddamn matches.
Didn't we have 13 last time?
Probably.
I swear to God, we had like 13 last time, so I'll take 11.
For some reason, you're only like one of your only actual feuds is on the pre-show, which is Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. But so we kick off with the buy-in. We got Chris Statlander and Momo Watanabe versus Willow Nightingale and Tam Nakano.
Right. The Stardust Invasion has officially come down. But this is very New Japan. Extremely New Japan. You just you team up a couple weirdos with a fucking ongoing feud, and there you go. So.
A couple of weirdos.
I'm sorry, ladies. I apologize, but it's just my lingos. But no, it's just, you know what I mean? You get a couple, you just tag it up, you know what I mean? You know, that's how Gato books. You You keep them on. You keep the anticipation building of them. When are they finally going to have a match? Which, from the looks of it, looks like they're going to have a. I don't know. Don't they have the? Aren't they supposed to be coming to a head of the Owen Hart?
Geez, when's the final? I don't think they're in the semifinals yet because Jay just advanced to the semis last night.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, it's probably going to be all in the finals.
Right. There you go.
I think it was last year.
Sounds about right. Well, again, to build anticipation, this is not one of those ones where you can look at it and whoever wins this one is going to lose the big match or whatever. This is more of just a blow off. Get these ladies on the television screen, during a big pay-per-view, even though it's going to be on YouTube, their part, unfortunately.
Yes, this match is a sparring session. So, honestly, I don't know anything about Momo or Tam.
Unfortunately.
So I'm just basing it on Chris versus Willow. And Willow has to win the overall feud. So give Chris a win.
Yeah, but continue to make her look strong and devastating, maybe even with the help of Stokely Hathaway.
Yeah,
make it happen.
sneaky little bastard.
He is, but he's awesome at it. But the second he jumps on her shoulders, I lose it. I just do. I just can't.
All right, on to the main show. Well, that's obviously not going to be the first match. Unless they do open with that, because they got a couple of big matches. But let's open with the one I am least invested in because it's the most fucking obvious one. Mercedes Moné versus Stephanie Vacker. Title for title, TBS and New Japan Strong Women's title. Obviously, it's going to Mercedes.
Obviously, indeed. I kind of now this is as you can tell, we're not the biggest fans of Mercedes' current run.
No.
However, I feel if you could, since the obvious is going to happen, the New Japan Strong Championship is going to head to her. That should open a fucking wide open door for her to go to Japan. Her to have a run in Japan. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they have like a fucking world. When's the next big show that they got coming up? Maybe Dominion in August or October. They want to say actually October, something like that. I want to say that's a big enough show for her, or she can hold that thing all the way till January. You know what I mean? Wrestle Kingdom, go back for another Wrestle Kingdom. It's not a terrible move. At the same time, I would love for it to be a constant thing where a New Japan, where not a constant thing, but I would love it for where a New Japan competitor actually comes into AEW and wins an AEW title. And I think this could be awesome because, again, New Japan Strong, she's half CMLL and half Stardom. I mean, she's more CMLL actually than ever now. And that's perfect. So that's an immediate branch to have her join into the women's division, which, I mean, is already pretty stacked. Remember when we got all excited for Deonna Purrazzo coming in, and now she's just a part of the array, but we'll get into that another day. So I really, truly want to be the guy that's like, let's go Stephanie Vacker right now because, again, the pop mentality, the fact that she comes in, another new face to this one. But what were we complaining about for weeks on end? She's getting paid more than the average footballer. There's no way Mercedes is going to lose.
Nah. And yeah, I feel like Deanna's been just feuding with Thunder Rosa forever, and there's just no payoff.
There's yet to be. I was going to say there's yet to be a payoff, and there absolutely should be. That should be on the pre-show. That should be on the fucking pre-show. Give that thing something to end, so that way these ladies can do something more. Because you're killing me.
Okay. This one might actually be the opener. We got a ladder match for the vacant TNT title. It's been vacant that long. I forgot we didn't have a TNT champion.
Oh yeah, mister, I broke my leg.
Yeah. Jumping off a fucking cage at 50.
I'm afraid to get down from a ladder, and I'm 35.
We love you though, Adam. So we got Konosuke Takeshita versus Mark Briscoe versus Jack Perry versus Dante Martin versus Leo Rush versus El Phantasmo. But didn't the Bucks say they were going to add a wild card?
I believe that is the wild card.
Oh, okay.
Because to my knowledge, El Phantasmo is yet to be even announced. So my guess is this is coming. Well, because again, thank you. We love fucking Wikipedia because these guys are fucking dirt sheet sniffers like a son of a gun. But again, New Japan guys that will work everywhere, and El Phantasmo is actually his contract, if I'm not mistaken, is coming up. So he could actually be heading towards AEW here soon anyway, if not TNA. So that's a perfect little move. I think this has Takeshita written all over it. I really, truly think it does. I really want Mark Briscoe to win just because his fucking promos have been the greatest thing ever. Look at the conglomeration. All of it. I love it. It's the fucking best.
Renee and Kyle just have the time of their life when he cuts a promo.
They really are. They're just like, and then Kyle tries to fucking mimic him now too. It's so good.
And then they all leave, and it's just Renee and Orange, and they're both trying not to laugh, and Orange has got to play it serious and just drop a one-liner.
Like how in the world can you actually do that and not like bust a gut? I'm surprised Kyle can keep his composure when he's going bananas. I got two shoulders, one of them's empty. Like I'm already losing my shit. He's the best, but it's not gonna happen. So I was talking with the TSK about this, and what do you think of a good old fashioned EVP screw job?
I mean, I was just gonna play it safe and say Jack Perry. They were gonna just crown him TNT champion to begin with, and then of course Christopher Daniels came and said there's gonna be a ladder match. But it wouldn't surprise me if we went through all this and then they crowned Jack Perry anyway.
I have that bad feeling that that's something they could do. I actually think that they might do maybe even the trios match prior to the ladder match, and then that way the Bucks have every reason to come interrupt anyway.
Yeah.
But if they're smart, though, it might not be that way. It might be the other way around. So because I really want it, and I don't really give a shit what the EVPs want, I'm gonna go with Takeshita. Just because, again, I really do think that is the perfect move. This guy has been your perfect star. He's been your replacement Kenny Omega. As nicely as I can put it. Give him a belt and let him actually carry that division. You want to give it to Jack Perry? It's fine. I can see how that would work. But again, we're talking about carrying a division. Guys that are going to put on great matches all the time. I don't know if Jack's there yet.
Moving on to let's go the learning tree. Hey guys.
Hi guys.
And Jeff Cobb versus Samoa Joe, Hook, and Katsuyori Shibata.
So again, Jeff Cobb is being will probably be announced on Rampage. But what it was is Minoru Suzuki turned him down. Instead, he wants a shot at the FTW title, which I love Minoru Suzuki for it. So, the last measures, they're going to go get Jeff Cobb. And Cobb and Shibata will fucking do damage in this match. So this is already going to be a whole hell of a lot of fun. The question is this cohesive unit that we have yet to see really do much, are they good enough to beat the Learning Tree? Or did you put three guys together to build them up to lose to the Learning Tree? You know what
I mean? I can probably see Jeff Cobb having a disagreement with Jericho or Big Bill. But yeah, it was fucking funny after that promo package from Suzuki. Taz is just dying.
He was
and then they're like, great. Maybe Chris should have watched the footage first.
That was the best. And then the translator for Shibata, oh, brother, this guy sucks. That was the best.
I love Shibata's phone.
Hey, I think we all love Shibata's phone.
Yeah, so for me, I'm going with Joe, Hook, and Shibata. They are actually a team. They've been hanging around together for a while. And if you're going to make me invest in Joe being Hook's new mentor, then give him a win.
Definitely give him a win. Have to give him a win. I agree 1,000%. As we always say, there's people in this business that can lose and it not affect them, and that guy be Chris Jericho.
What the hell are we calling him? Joe Hook and Shibata.
Joe Hook and Shibata? It's just like, what the fuck else can you do? Shohoku Shibata. Sounds like
All
you're
right.
trying to speak Japanese.
Yeah, it fits.
Hey.
So we got 2 singles matches with nothing really on the line. So let's get one of them done. Being MJF and Hichisaro.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of left field.
Well, yeah.
It was only booked last week. And this is the E. Jones' favorite complaint. There's no real build behind it. It's just going to be MJF versus a top Mexican star.
That's it, pretty much. I mean, there's not that many top guys, super top recognizable names, from CMLL. So, Hechicero is one of the top guys. He's a very good, very technical wrestler. I want to say he's actually on the older side, believe it or not. But it's going to be a good match for MJF. It's going to allow him to show off his mat wrestling ability, the stuff that he learned up in New York back in the way days. And it's going to be a good show. It's not anything over the top spectacular. Again, there's really not anybody else that they could have got to go against MJF from CMLL. I don't know if there's really anybody better from like New Japan. I'm sure at the same time though too, we also have to remember coming from New Japan, that's strong style. So you're gonna get beat the fuck up, and I really don't think they want to beat up MJF right now. And Hechicero, worst case scenario, he's just gonna stretch him a lot.
Yeah. Mainly, I just hope MJF has a good match because a lot of people have been complaining since he came back that he's kind of fallen down the ladder a little bit. He's not the MJF of old.
He had a broken fucking hip, fam.
I mean, personally, he was so much better as a heel. But
yes.
we did start to see him turn a corner as a face. Unfortunately, we still can't get to the match with Adam Cole, which I think is what's holding him back a little bit. Because the feud's there, the heat's dying down a little bit.
Are you ready for my take on that part?
Sure.
There's a reason why you do this. There's a reason why you allow it to die down because what did you just say perfectly that I'm sure a lot of people are complaining about? We want MJF as a heel. MJF is better as a heel. Well, who was he the best friends with? Adam Cole. The whole revenge thing, maybe they're such best friends they can't stay mad at each other, and then he goes bad guy. You know how much of a spit in the face that'd be to the people? You wanted me to hate this guy because of you, and now you love him again? Like, you can go fuck right off too, pal. That's exactly what'll happen. And that's the perfect way to fucking do it. You let MJF be the face right now because there's really, like, Swerve is a tweener. Let's be completely honest. He's a tweener. You know what I mean? He is the face of AEW because he's the world champion, but the overall baby face of the company is MJF.
Yeah.
And yes, it needs to change. And it'll immediately be a Will Ospreay because everybody loves to say bruv. He's selling fucking soccer shirts like a son of a bitch. I gotta buy me one.
So yeah, played it safe. I'll go MJF.
Yeah, MJF. There's no real reason for Hechicero to win. I don't think he's coming to AEW, so.
No.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, let's go to the other one. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Orange Cassidy. It's gonna be a banger.
Well, fuck, if it's anything like his match against like who do you fucking just wrestle against Kyle O'Reilly, then it's gonna be fucking superb. It was a technical prowess if I've ever seen one. Transitions and float overs, oh my, it was just glorious.
Yeah.
And Zack Sabre Jr. never ceases to amaze, no matter really. And then within that same aspect, neither does Orange Cassidy. So now, granted, Taz is very upset with Zack Sabre Jr.'s orange trunks. Oh, you got the orange and black. Who do you think you are? Well, that's the colors of the Team MDK. I don't give a shit. It was great. I love Taz. Yeah, but no, this is gonna bang. But I was talking about guys that could be Hechicero's not going to AEW. Zack Sabre Jr. might head to AEW. He does. I know he doesn't want to live in the States. Tony Khan has no problem with him living in England and flying over here. I do know his New Japan run should be ending relatively soon.
Yeah.
And I can 100% see him hang out here. However, I don't think that's gonna mean he wins. I mean, he beat Kyle O'Reilly. So I really do think fucking Orange Cassidy should get a W, unless there is some chicanery from the obvious feud that really didn't get a good enough blow off, being Trent, or we get to see the rest of Team MDK.
I mean, it's kind of a rematch from last year, but that was a 4-way, which Orange won to retain the international title. So that's tough. Is Zach gonna lose to Cassidy twice?
Then again, as I just said, Zach could win and turn around and be a guy that hangs out in AEW for a little bit. Just going in there stretching the dog shit out of people.
Or, like, even if he wins and then goes away again, maybe come back for All In, face Orange Cassidy again.
You can do something like that. I know I haven't had any issue with Orange Cassidy having multiple matches against people. So fuck it, run that one back. I can go with that. I really want to say Zach. I just feel like, yeah, fuck it, let's go with Zach. You know what? Yeah, it's time to. It's not a negativity on Orange, but build something out of this. Give me more than a blow off. You know what I mean? There's got to be some matches on here besides the obvious title matches that should have something to carry on after. Allow this to carry on to All In, which is again all of what a month away after this.
Just over, yeah.
So build some shiz.
All right, the IWGP World Heavyweight title is on the line at Forbidden Door. Jon Moxley defending against Tetsuya Naito, and it always feels like royalty has entered the building when Naito shows up on the Dynamite before Forbidden Door.
He is the absolute man, Tetsuya Naito is. Tetsuya Naito has also gone on to claim that if he can't beat Jon Moxley, he will give up his spot in the G1 Climax tournament to Jon Moxley, which could then shake up everything.
I also fucking need Naito's t-shirt.
Dude, don't we all?
I love that thing.
Don't we all?
I kept you waiting, but tranquilo. Love it.
Right. I think the writing's on the wall. Tetsuya Naito is going to come in. Him and Jon Moxley are going to have a New Japan style match. It's probably going to go about 30 minutes. Hopefully, for no good goddamn reason. And it's going to bang. It's going to bang. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be glorious. Tetsuya Naito won't be in the G1. Jon Moxley will be. Getting the AEW name out there a little bit better. Likely carrying that title. Well, then again, there's a lot of guys. There's been a lot of champions. I want to say Okada was the only champion to win it. No, I don't think any champion has actually won the G1. So.
No, I remember Okada being in it as champion, but I don't think he won it.
Yeah. I was like, and as of right now, there's no real big old names in there besides Tetsuya Naito. There is no Kazuchika Okada anymore. I know Takeshita's in it, but again, I feel there's always the Yanos of the groups, because Jeff Cobb was in it last year, and I think he got all of one win. So I mean, no disrespect, you know what I mean. You put guys in there to be guys, that's fine. But I think this is something that you could, maybe Jon Moxley's the first guy to go in as champion and win it. Now what?
Then call his shot.
Hey.
I was just going to say drop it back to Naito, but that makes sense. And Mox
long-term storytelling.
Yeah, Mox hasn't really had it that long. And then I'm thinking, what was the point in dropping it to Mox just to bring it onto AEW, just to drop it back to Naito? I mean, it makes for a cool moment, but are we looking at the bigger picture, or is it just for Forbidden Door purposes?
I think this is just for Forbidden Door purposes, help build the brand. Like I said, I really truly feel there's going to be a bigger intertwine between New Japan and AEW, especially January next year around Wrestle Kingdom time. Remember, with Retro Rewind, we did a whole Wrestle Kingdom where it was a TNA versus New Japan. You know what I mean? They had the NWA Championship defended, the TNA Championship defended, all these belts defended that had nothing to do with this company. Ring of Honor has had their World Championship, their Tag Team Championships at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
Intertwined, baby.
I think I'm gonna stick with Naito.
I dig it.
But everything we've just said, this could go either way.
Yeah, it absolutely could. Again, it's one of those fun things where This is the great thing about this company. They're actually leaving you open to what could happen. So, good job.
All right. Sticking with AEW versus New Japan. In the Owen Hart Cup, we've got the only Owen Hart Cup match on the show. Bryan Danielson versus Shingo Takagi. And Danielson was on commentary last night during Takagi's match, saying stuff like, "Well, based on how my neck is, I'm not really looking forward to taking moves like that."
Again, he's not wrong. Shingo is not he's not a soft wrestler by any means. However, Shingo's going to come in and do a job. It's sorry, Shingo, we love you. We know you're going to go dominate New Japan, so have fun over there. But Bryan Danielson's AEW run has been lackluster. We expect him to be world champion numerous times over, or at least a fucking mid card numerous times over. Now, granted, yes, he has dealt with injury after injury after injury. You need to crown him. So whether it means he wins this tournament and then wins a belt, or he loses this and immediately gets a world title, whatever, but it needs to happen. And preferably, he wins this and challenges whomever the world champion is.
Yeah, that's my pick for the tournament. I mean, you kind of lackluster, but at the same time, he started off big. Like, he went straight into a feud with Kenny. They had that like hour-long banger. But then since then he's never won a title. He's always come close and never won it. He's been involved with group feuds, and he's just been putting people over. But he needs to have a title before he retires. Like Sting, who he needs to be a tag team champion with Darby before he retires, and they did. And then he retired as tag team champion. So I'm not saying B-Dry needs to retire as a world champion, but it would be a great moment for him to win one more world title before he does retire.
And this is where I'm with you. I would love for it to be a world title. I don't think it would be, just because of everything else that's going on. Maybe it'll slip into that. My fantasy booking brain is saying he wins the Owen Hart tournament, and he instead of going for the AEW championship, he goes for the guy that broke his orbital bone, and he goes for the Continental Championship and faces Okada.
Ooh.
Beats the great Okada, takes the belt back, kind of, gets the AEW over the Elite, kind of a win, kind of a WCW over NWO kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just, nice, fun storytelling.
Okay. Well, okay, what else we got? Toni Storm versus Mina Shirakawa for the women's title, and of course, Mariah May will be in both corners.
Hey.
Fortunately, she's not on a pole, or unfortunately, whichever way you want to look at it.
However you want to spill your coffee.
I don't see Mina winning, unless she's really sticking around for a while. But I haven't heard anything about her sticking around in AEW.
Damn.
And why would you take a title off Toni Storm? Everybody loves Toni Storm.
Everybody loves Toni Storm. Well, I don't think you would. Again, All In's coming up fast, and when it does, I'm pretty sure they're hoping that Jamie Hayter will be ready by then. So I'm thinking this will just be a blow off, and we will get the match that we've been pretty much expecting, which is Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter at All In, big Wembley. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hayter wins it back. Hometown crowd, the whole shibiggity bang. So yeah, just for that reason alone, there's no that I feel Mina won't win. However, I absolutely am totally down for her to hang out. She can hang out all she wants. She's awesome. I think she's a fucking hell of a promo. She's a good wrestler. She is a whole fucking curveball to this women's division. A whole fucking curveball.
I think in the end, though, this match is going to come down to Mariah May and which side she chooses, if she does choose a side. But of course, last night we saw her accidentally get hit with a bottle over her head by Mina.
Yeah, she did.
So that might play into it. She might turn on somebody. She might even just stay impartial for the whole thing.
I don't know, but the anticipation is built.
Yeah, a lot of this feud has been built around her more than the women's title.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I mean, it's made some interesting TV. I'll say that
Yes.
for sure. So yeah,
Yes.
Tony Storm to retain brings us to 2 matches left. Let's go with a trios match. The Elite versus, I love this, Scissor Ace.
Yes.
The Acclaimed
Perfect.
and Hiroshi Tanahashi.
You knew Tanahashi had to show up on Forbidden Door. You just knew he had to. It's Tanahashi.
Yeah.
Tanahashi, for crying out loud.
But the video package was great. Like, it really, in such a short amount of time, really showcased the feud between him and Okada.
Oh, yeah. It was awesome. And then Okada sold it perfectly where he's like, crap.
Fucking love Okada right now.
He's the best.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh, yeah, shut up, bitch. He's like, hey, we apologize. It's like, get him on a leash. This guy's fucking, he's out of control. But it's awesome.
We just need Okada calling somebody a bitch every week.
Every week. It's the best. Nobody will ever deliver that word anywhere, anybody better.
No.
Okada all day.
And for me, it seems kind of obvious that the Elite are winning.
Yeah.
Didn't the Acclaimed beat them last week?
They did to earn a shot for the tag title. So that being said, do they win? So that way the fucking goddamn Bang Bangs, not Bang Bang, the fucking Acclaim actually win the tag titles back, or is it the other way around? You got to do the old fashioned WWE style. Whoever wins this one, the fucking retains or whatever have you, or is it a blow off? It could be either or. I really do think that the good guys will probably keep their momentum. You know what I mean? The Ace will have Okada's number, quote unquote. And then that way it allows the Elite to retain the tag titles probably at All In.
All right, so you're going Scissor Ace.
Scissor Ace.
All right.
If that is not their name on the thing, I swear to God.
Yeah, I really hope that's not just a Wikipedia thing and that's their official team name.
That should fucking be their official thing. That thing's awesome. Scissor Ace.
All right, we'll see if Tanahashi is the deciding factor in that match. And it brings us to what should be the main event, Swerve versus Will Ospreay for the world title. We were saying how we didn't really want these two coming together so soon because neither can afford to lose against each other. And even at All In, it would have been too soon because we expect Ospreay to take the title off Strickland. But what I'm thinking now is the Don Callis family turn on Will, cost him this match, or MJF. But either way, I'm smelling MJF versus Will Ospreay at All In.
Really? I mean, yeah, the way that they're kind of building it up, the whole Danny Garcia thing, you have a point. The second you said the Don Callis family, that immediately piqued my interest because I'm immediately thinking that that's exactly what could happen. That they could screw them out of this match and then there end up being a no contest or whatever. You know what I mean? Maybe they fucking just ruin it. And him and the Gates of Agony come through and just wreck house. Yeah. And then they're forced to put this on it and All In. Then pretty much forcing the hand to go with Will Ospreay being the hot champion, being the hot new guy, winning the belt. Again, it would be early as fuck. It really would be. Swerve is, again, as I said, he is not the top baby face in this company, but he is the face currently of this company. There is nobody on his level right now. Will is getting there. Should he be there right now? No. Should he be world champion right now? No. Should it happen before the end of the year? Depends on the situations. But right now, what are we, 3 months into Swerve's run? 4 at best?
Yeah. I think 3 at best.
Oh, I was going to say that maybe 3 at best. It's too early. It's too early.
Yeah, Swerve really established himself in recent weeks. And that house call last night was sick.
Yes.
He knocked and then the shit out of Ospreay.
The sell was perfection.
It was literally Swerve saying, "I've had enough of your shit." Because obviously Will snatched his belt again as he turned away.
Again.
Stop dicking around, bruv.
Hey, tell like it is.
So, yeah, based also on that segment with MJF where he offered Danny Garcia a match at All In, and before we got an answer, Will Ospreay interrupted, and then Will Ospreay upstaged him and was like, "I'll give you a shot next week, and it'll also be for the world title because obviously I'm going to beat Swerve." And you can just see MJF seething that Will stole his moment, and then after Will Ospreay left, Garcia was like, "Hey, so let's talk about that All In match," and MJF's like, "Yeah, good luck tonight."
Yep.
And
AKA,
he's not
fuck
interested
off.
anymore. He's got a new target now.
Oh yeah. Oh, there you go. You're selling that one already. Shit.
Yeah, coach, forget about your creative stuff. I'll take it for you.
Hey, attaboy.
And that's the coach that we referenced on Shit Mark Say, not Travis Coach Anderson.
We're not.
Or
Yeah,
Jonathan
not
Coachman.
that coach. Or I'm gonna say we're not coach. It's a coach.
Okay, that is Forbidden Door. Now let's put some bell end points on the board. This is the bell end board.
A bell end? You're a bell end, mate. Look, bell end 1, bell end 2, big veiny bell end over here.
All right, so let's get some points away. Obviously, our newfound foe, if you will, soon to be arch rival at some point. Fucking Sports Kita back at it again because that's what Sports Kita does. Just with the absolute worst headlines one could say about just like everything. I'm not going to get into particulars. There was one that they had talked about. I want to say it's a former NXT superstar that was going to be retiring. It was somebody that had like one match and she's like 33 and had already been retired. So they were behind on that one. And a couple other ones. It just, when Facebook feeds them to you, you literally can't ignore them. So Sports Kita, you're getting another 5 points this week. Stop doing what you're doing. Write real stories, please and thank you. You sons of bitches.
And stop using AI headlines.
That's right, the AI headlines. That's right. Give ChatGPT a break, for God's sakes. And then corny, Big Jim Cornette. We haven't. It's been a while. It's been quite a while since Jim Cornette has gotten any negativity on this show. And I understand that not everybody is going to love what's going on with the Wyatt Six. Maybe not everybody understands what's going on with the Wyatt Six. Enjoy it for what it is, and Jim Cornette cannot. He went on to go on to say pretty much that it looks so bad that the company that he loves to shit on, AEW, looks like a reputable professional company. So, AKA, he's calling fucking what WWE did to fucking what do you call it? A fucking mud house or mud show?
Yeah, Outlaw Mud Show, dirt shit, something.
Bullshit, whatever the fuck. So, goddamn Jim Cornette, you're gonna get 5 this week too. Stop being such a goddamn negative person. Stop it.
Surprisingly, that is the first time Jim Cornette's been on the bell end board this year.
Oh, well, look at it. Put keyword in that this year.
Yeah, he was on the what we call it last year. The twatometer.
That's right. He was a big old twat.
Okay, so 2 on the bell end board. Now for the good side. Let's put some bruv points on the bruv board, bruv.
Bruv it up.
Brother. I am going to give 5 points to Swerve just for that sweet house call.
Yeah.
I really don't know who else to give points to this week. I'll give 10 points to Dirty Dom for being a lucky son of a bitch.
Hey. Attaboy. For all you bastard, you.
5 points to Carlito just for his reaction to that screenshot.
Yes.
And instantly becoming a meme. That's cool.
That's cool. The best part about that entire whole segment, by the way, was the fact that it broke both of them and made them speak in Spanish for half of the promo. It was just like the brain doesn't compute. They had to go back to the roots. I love it.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody else.
Give me. There's got to be. Nothing. Got nothing.
Oh, actually, another 10 points to Bo because that promo was awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah. Why don't we give love to Bo for exactly another good promo? You're building the Wyatt Six really well. Fuck what Jim Cornette says.
Yeah.
Asshole.
And yeah, I'm full of points this week. 5 points to Chad Gable for surviving a headshot wound and wrestling the week after.
Tougher than 50 Cent, this son of a gun is. I love how Triple H, though, went on fucking Pat McAfee's show, and he was like, yeah, no, he wasn't shot in the head. I'm like, are you sure? Because it looked like he was shot in the head.
That was very much it very much resembled a gunshot wound, H.
Mm-hmm. So, come on, bruv.
We don't shoot people in the head. We're not TNA. No disrespect to TNA. I do love the over-the-top kills.
Well, yeah, they're awesome.
So that's it. I've given enough points out this week. Now, Cypher has something to say because we need to find a challenger for the Phoenix's Knowledge Championship in the Champions Mountain last week, and it was offered to Cypher behind the scenes. Let's find out Cypher's answer.
Midnight Raider, a mastermind persuader, dictator, deflator, just that goes like vapor. Hair retarded cloak, disappearing like smoke. Independent and I vote, only hanging with the woke. Like, oh shit, man, where should we go? Maybe toward the mountains, yep, call me Banjo. That's my kind of people, man, from the fucking hills. Cause they do not play games, they don't try to fake.
They say knowledge is power, which I firmly believe that. But I also know a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Both play an essential part in life, and that's why I'm here today, is because of that knowledge, both its strength and its weakness. So, first and foremost, I want to congratulate Jonathan Beer, the pioneer Jonathan Beer. You beat me in King of the Mic, and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. You're one step closer to being the inaugural Max Duel champion, and you know what? You may get it. But that's only going to be determined to see who you're facing, because there's still a triple threat King of the Mic challenge coming up, so you need to pay close attention, Beer. Second, gotta say shout out to my brother Travis, the Coach Anderson. We're tag team champions. We took our celebratories, enjoyed our victories, the fruits of our labor, and now we got more pressing business to deal with, each of us. He's being a coach to Chris Reid, and then here I am in a predicament of what to do next. But I had to use knowledge to figure it out. See, knowledge has put me on this path now to where I had to use knowledge to both win the Iron Bank and the tag team titles. But there was an opportunity at hand to where knowledge would have to be used again. But I turned down the offer. Because, see, while being like in the talks of knowledge title, that's something I'm simply not ready for. I'm not ready for that. One day down the line, I will be, but not right now. Because I thought about something else. I thought about the people. And before you say, well, why are you thinking about the people? Why would you turn down an opportunity of the knowledge title? Well, in this line of work, in this business, a man chooses his own path. It's either for the betterment or his own downfall. And see, I thought about this long and hard, and I feel like this move, this very move, will be for the better, and not just me, but for everybody that's watching, loving, and wanting to be a part of the Max Kingdom. See, we're a family here. And also, we're bound by honor. Not only do we have a new attitude, but we also have new opportunities every day. So, I decided to go a different route, and I'm issuing a challenge. A Money Shot Showdown promo exhibition against me. And this is not just for people in Max. Yes, I said that correctly. I'm opening a forbidden door, if you will, to anybody who has the heart, the will, the soul, and the mind to accept this challenge. Whether you're Max, RWT, or any other person that's watching, the door's open. So who's going to accept my challenge? Who's going to be my opponent at the Money Shot Showdown promo exhibition on July 4th? I'll see who it is later.
So, Cypher will not target the Knowledge Championship, so it falls to the person that called next. That is El Jefe himself, Modus Marquez, climbing the Champions Mountain next week at Money Shot. Can he beat the Phoenix's score? Of course, we won't find out what Phoenix scored until it's all said and done.
Oh my goodness, my anticipation is running high. That's a tall mountain to climb. But both your horses are going for gold next week because the captain has also issued a challenge to finally reclaim the world championship. But standing in his way is none other than the glitch in the system, Ted P. De Niro. Can the captain be the first ever 3-time world champion, or will he fall to another glitch in the system?
Yeah, well, speaking of challenges, just like me, Mike Larkin called his shot. The podcast machine takes on the lawyer Chad Malcolm for the television championship. It's the first time these two have ever gone face to face. And as we heard from that masked bastard Anon Mascaras running the show, TV rules now means that all TV rules promos must be at least 3 minutes, so no more loopholes for Chad. And again, longest promo wins unless you go more than 3 minutes over your opponent. It's all a game of chance. So can all 3 members of Dragon Club leave with gold next week?
The anticipation is high. Well, someone will be leaving with gold and a crown as we crown a new championship and this year's King of the Mic, because it will be Beer versus Charisma. The winner will not only become this year's king, but they will also become the first ever Max Duel champion.
That's tough to call. I really can't pick a winner in that one.
Again, we got the hungriest dog in the fight, Beer, and the biggest newcomer there is in Charisma.
And as we've seen the last 2 weeks, Charisma's promos are unpredictable. Or you could say Rodney's promos are unpredictable. But the first ever Money Shot comes your way next week on the 4th of July, and also features predictions for Money in the Bank, which is in Canada for the first time. So go to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com/moneyshot for more information.
Go Maple Leafs.
And thank you for joining us. I hope we rocked you harder than a hot tour. Before we close this up, let's find out what host Mo and the TSK have for you Pencil Neck Geeks with a roundup of Click This.
The TSK is not offering any hot tours or any hot tour videos for anybody asking out there. I hate to break the news to you. But what we do got for news for you is, because, again, as we just predicted, this Sunday's Forbidden Door, the TSK will be coming back as soon as we can, and probably as soon as that Monday, to drop our review of that Forbidden Door. I am going to do the absolute best I can. I'm saying it now, saying it to you, saying it to everybody I can, and even out loud, so that maybe the atmosphere, the momentum hears me. I will do the absolute best I can to finally live stream on TikTok at least my reactions to Forbidden Door, and then immediately go right into reviewing, which maybe we could live stream that as well. Only finding out how the TikTok feels about that one. So make sure you come hang out with the TSK as that one goes on. And again, the Max Footy Pod is going to be happening at some point. I don't want it to go away. It's not going to go away. Again, like I said, even if I got to go solo Jones, I will get this thing done. We will get back onto the footy world because it's going crazy. The Euros are happening. Copa America is happening. The transfer window is wide the hell open, and they're actually so dang close to preseason start. It's not even funny. So you got to be stay tuned right here. You got to follow us on all the socials. You got to hit up the evil Twitter machine, the evil X machine if you're nasty. Max Wrestling UK, Captain 512, SMR Podnet, and of course, Max Football Pod. Check out the website where you can find all these links and more. MaxWrestlingNet.weebly.com. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, follow button, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, TikTok, because like I said, I'm going to try to do the live stream. So come on down and come kick it with the boys.
Damn right. And that is it for us this week. Join us next week for Money Shot. It will not be one to be missed. The Champions Mountain is intense, and if you want to see how it goes down, we only did it once, and it happened last year at Trivia Takeover 8, so go check it out. You've been watching the Cap and Mo. Goodbye, mwah, and good night. Bang.
Studying all the history books.
Spit on that thing.